More than 69,000 people in Michigan whose unemployment benefits ran out in July are getting more.
Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency says it issued about $38 million in retroactive payments over the past 2 weeks after President Obama signed a bill to restore benefits for people who've been out of work for 6 months or more.
Now another effort's in the works to extend your benefits if you're unemployed. Senator Debbie Stabenow is sponsoring the Americans Want to Work Act. That would give tax breaks to businesses that hire people who've been out of the job the longest. It would also add 20 more weeks of benefits to people who've used up their 99 weeks of unemployment.
24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is here with more on that now.
This is an interesting concept because we've heard a lot from people who say, well, yeah, there are extensions out there, but it doesn't do anything for those of us who have already gone through those 99 weeks. Senator Debbie Stabenow is live in Washington, D.C. right now. And Senator, I know you introduced this Americans Want to Work Act. Tell me how it would work. And tell me what kind of a response you're getting, given the fact that unemployment extensions have already been a contentious issue on Capitol Hill.
Well, Rick, the Americans Want to Work Act does two things. It extends unemployment benefits for people who have exhausted their insurance benefits for an additional 20 weeks. And then I think importantly, it would extend a program called the HIRE Act, which started this year, that gives tax cuts to businesses that hire people who've been out of work longer than 60 days. And in fact, 185,000 people have been hired this year in Michigan as a result of that. But we would extend it and add something new. If you hire somebody who has exhausted all their insurance benefits, been out of work the longest, we would double the tax cut that businesses would receive. So we want to encourage people to hire people who are out of work in Michigan, and particularly if somebody has been out of work for a significant amount of time, we want to increase the incentive for them to get a job.
Senator, there's an election coming up that I'm sure you're aware of, and a lot of members of Congress and even colleagues there in the Senate know that they've got to come back home and talk to constituents. Is this the kind of bill that Democrats are going to be willing to vote on in the Senate and the House before that election?
Well, Rick, I think the bigger question is, will we have any bipartisan support? Because as you know, it took us almost 3 months to overcome a Republican filibuster to extend insurance benefits to people who are out of work right now, those who can receive it right now. So I think it is going to be tough, but it's very important both to understand what families are going through and to also work with businesses to get people back to work. That's what our manufacturing initiatives are all about. I was with Secretary Locke with the Department of Commerce today announcing President Obama's Manufacturing Council, 5 people from Michigan, including Fred Keller from Cascade. But we're focused on manufacturing. We're focused on small business, trying to, again, get over a Republican filibuster right now on a small business tax cut bill that would also provide loans for small businesses. But I am just very focused on jobs. We're going to see after the break in August, we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up again. First thing up is small business, trying to help small businesses get loans, partnering with community banks and tax cuts for small business. And then we're going to go right from there on to the next jobs bill. I mean, this has got to be about jobs. People in Michigan want to work. We have 5 people out of work for every 1 job. So that has to be our highest priority.
Quickly, Senator, you mentioned it briefly, the Manufacturing Caucus and the Manufacturing Council. Right. Talk a little bit, you mentioned Fred Keller at Cascade Engineering. There are 5 people from Michigan. They actually advise the Commerce Secretary about how he can better do his job to help them better do theirs, right?
Absolutely, and there's a renewed interest in manufacturing, Rick, that is so important for our country. You know, we're seeing some changes the last 6 months. We've seen a slight uptick in manufacturing, and I'm now chairing a manufacturing caucus in the Senate that is bipartisan with Senator Lindsey Graham. We're partnering with what the administration is doing and having that private sector voice and having 5 great people like Fred and the CEO of Stryker in Kalamazoo and others across Michigan. I think this is going to be a very important change. We've got to make things in this country, and frankly, I want to see the words "Made in America" again. That's what we are focused on right now, and I think this Manufacturing Council, the focus on batteries, you know, what's happening in West Michigan on batteries and on alternative energy manufacturing, all of this leads up to a stronger manufacturing base in the country, and Michigan wins when that happens.
Senator, as always, we appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you back here during the August break.
Thanks, Rick.